Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Silsuh bin Khairul. My student number is 2021809492. I have chosen a movie called Good Will Hunting. This movie tells us the story of a young man named Will. He is a stubborn, self-educated, working-class genius who fails life lessons. He lives by his wits and fists. Will is actually an intellectual. His genius and brave, and Wills hangs out with his two friends and falls in love with a girl, an ambitious medical student. Her name is Skylar. Will, who works as a janitor at MIT, has met Professor Lambio, who knew his potential and talent in mathematics. Professor Lambio helped him to become an expert in mathematics and succeed in life like himself. However, Will has a personal problem that he does not want to share. Therefore, he enlists the help of his old friend to wake Will up. After many efforts by many therapists who are the victims of Will's stunts. Old friend of Professor Lambia is Dr. Shan, a professor of psychology. Finally, after several difficult therapy sessions, Will himself agreed to give up the past strategy for the sake of his future life. But Dr. Shan encourages him to find the life that Will's own heart desire. Inspired by the life of story, Will finally left Professor Lambio and everyone he knew because of a girl he loved and would be a very important future for him. The film was released in 1997 and directed by Gus Van Sant, written by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, produced by Miramax Films, and most of the filming locations were around Boston. The genre of this movie is psychological or psychodrama. This film has clear psychological elements throughout the storylines. Elements like psychological abuse, dysfunctional relationship, neglect, and denials are clearly shown in this movie. It makes a deep impression on the audience. This movie has 5 main characters. They are number 1, Will Hunting. Will Hunting is the main character in this story. This character is very strong because he is the main pillar of this film. Without him, there is no story to tell. And number 2, Dr. Sean Maguire, a character who helps Will a lot in overcoming his personal problem and guides Will to a path he will not regret. And number 3 is Chucky. Chucky is Will's close friend who is loyal, kind, brave, and honest. This character is important because Chucky is one of the reasons why Will changed the destiny of his life. And number 4 is Professor Lambio, a successful person in life, and number 3 on the list of the people who helped Will. He also introduced Will to Dr. Sean. And number 5 is Skylar, a medical student at Harvard, a person who is humble, funny, and Will's lover, who becomes the main point of Will's change at the end of the story. Memorable scenes. Quote. There are many scenes and quotes in this movie that are interesting. I just choose one that describes the whole story. In the final scene of the film, Will throws away his job to reunite with Skylar, leaving the son a letter requesting he tell the professor, I had to go see about a girl. After reading this, Shan says, son of a, he stole my life. And meanwhile, the memorable dialogues is when Chucky said this to Will. Every day I come by your house and I pick you up and we go out. We have a few drinks and a few laughs, and it's great. But you know what the best part of my day is? For about 10 seconds. From when I pull up to the curb and when I get to your door, 'cause I think maybe I'll get up and I will knock on the door and you won't be there. No goodbye, no see you later, no nothing. You just left. I don't know much, but I know that. That Chucky said to Will. About film techniques, clearly that Gus Van Sant uses some basic film techniques such as camera angles, continuity, cuts, close-ups, and composition so well. The awards part. The film was nominated for 35 awards in various categories. Among the two awards won and identified are Academy Awards and Blockbuster Entertainment Awards. Overall opinions of the movie. In my opinions, this movie is very good and good from all angles. Especially the clear message is to change life for the better in the future. This is a strength of this film. So far, there is no obvious weakness for this movie from my expectation point of view, and I enjoy it, even though I watch it many times. Not exciting, but satisfying. Would I recommend the movie to others? Well, I suggest if you want to watch this movie, especially students or who are struggling to get a certificate for a better life in the future. We are hunting the good things in our life, not for Will only. So I suggest that everyone should watch this movie. The value in this film are the values of love, fear, and education. Fearful of shameful past and poor background, Wills rejects Skylar's love. Meanwhile, the value of education is prioritized because of the current situation where there is no education and opportunity. Inequality in educations and equal distributions of resource opportunities and equal wealth and power leading to poverty and social stratifications are evident in these films. In short, the film has typical confrontational elements. It's funny, it's heartbreaking, and life enhancing. Actually, this movie is like the normal life we live. The story is not exciting but satisfying. I've enjoyed watching it so far. That's all from me. Let's watch some interesting movie clips together. Thank you for watching.
When I pull up to the curb when I get to your door. Because I think maybe I'll get up there and I'll knock on the door and you won't be there. No goodbye, no see you later, no nothing. You just left.